99, it's Eccleston Road at Kirksandall.
On the outskirts of Sheffield, a drug addict on a stolen motorbike is desperately trying to escape from the police. He's got so many drugs on him that he'll be charged with possession if caught. He doesn't know he's being tracked by South Yorkshire's police helicopter, call sign Yankee 99.
Can we have officers, please, to bottom of Fairley? Just going in front of the green shuttering.
But this is no ordinary motorbike. It's built for racing on a track. The junkie knows the police on the ground can't follow him.
Charlie Golf 6 is just towards Doncaster, the other side of Schreiber. Right, over in the 2 o'clock. The officers, he's actually gone through the crossing now.
But he's been outsmarted by the crew of Yankee 99. They've managed to get a ground cop ahead of him.
XS99, the driver's just run off. He's heading towards Thriber Res on the fields of it.
But the officer is no match for this runner. Once again, the helicopter crew have a trick or two up their sleeves. 2 police officers on board are going to get out and chase the man themselves. And it's worked. A surprised and now subdued drug addict is in handcuffs. Tonight, the Sky Cops tackle the cycle of crime. Reckless riders and persistent bike thieves who run the people of South Yorkshire ragged and put themselves in mortal danger.
Right, there's some bikes on the nose down there, look.
If they do collide with a vehicle, they are going to get hurt, and they're going to get hurt badly.
The roads across the moors and dales of South Yorkshire have long been a magnet for motorbikers of every shape and size. Off-road as well as on. It's joy tinged with tragedy. Motorbikes account for only 1% of all road users, but for 20% of road deaths. And that's not the half of it. The police here are being run ragged by joyriding kids on bikes. Most are barely in their teens. Kids who get their kicks by terrorising the people who live here.
Yeah, 1-1, the lad is now pushing the bike. Take your next left and you'll be visual with him. He's in the middle of the road and he's struggling to start it.
It's becoming a growing nuisance. You can imagine that, a typical pleasant Sunday afternoon, you want to sit out with the family in the garden, and then a couple of 100 metres away, you've got these kids on usually stolen bikes, no insurance, not wearing the correct headgear, etc.
Motorbikes is a major problem at the moment. It's very high profile. It'll get to a stage where kids can't play on certain parts in Sheffield because there's too many motorcycles racing around. At the least, they're an antisocial behaviour problem. At the most, obviously, somebody could get seriously injured.
The police in South Yorkshire have had enough and have launched an operation to put those who steal, ride and endanger their neighbours as well as themselves out of business. But they can't chase them in police cars.
We try not to pursue, if at all possible. Only at the very extreme cases will we engage in a pursuit. So it's vitally important that we get the use of helicopter to help us catch these people.
Sierra 99, Roger, thank you. Could you lift, please? We've had a call from an officer. It's in relation to 3 off-road motorcyclists. If you could lift, please, and I'll pass you further details as soon as I get a direction and chapter.
In the front line of this operation to stop these bikers is Sierra Yankee 99. Finding illegal or nuisance bikers isn't usually difficult, as long as you don't look on the main road.
And on the wrong trees, it's the next ones to the left. Got him? Yeah, it's pretty got him. Shirt on. Yeah, just turn on to a little bit of grassland behind the rear of Clipston Road.
They're very hard to stop. They drive down alleyways, they drive around backs of vehicles, they drive on fields, into gardens and run over fences, and it's very difficult for you to catch when you're in a traffic car itself.
Yankee 99 can follow the bikers from the air, high enough so they can't be heard or seen.
Is he lagging in?
It's the prime police weapon in Operation Crackdown. Last year, in South Yorkshire, 22 motorbikers died and 263 were seriously injured.
The majority of bikes that we follow tend to be motocross-style bikes that aren't road registered, therefore not designed for the road. They don't have lights, don't have brake lights, don't have registration numbers, and certainly don't have road-legal tyres, which therefore don't give any grip on the road.
Yankee 99's tanks are almost empty, and it needs a fresh crew, one with new tactics to outsmart the nuisance bikers.
What I'd like to do, fellas, if we get the opportunity between missions, is to run through and have a practice of the hover deplaning. So scenario would be that we want to deploy one of the observers from the aircraft. Why do we hover deplane? Simply, you've got an area where you think it unwise to land, maybe soft ground, rough ground, sloping ground. I often tease the rest of the crew. I tell them I won't make it too high because sometimes it's quite a few feet they have to free fall down through.
Okay, so stand by.
Felt like jumping off a wall. It certainly focused the mind.
XS to Sierra Yankee 99 in relation to off-road motorcycle.
There's a change of plan. Operation Crackdown's on hold. There's a more urgent mission, a missing child.
99, Roger, thank you. It's to ascertain if you're available to assist in an area search. Got a report of an 8-year-old male that's been missing for the past 2 hours.
PC Lucas is taking PC Cook's place in 99. And more details about the missing boy have come in. He's got special needs.
We got a call to say that an 8-year-old lad who had got ADHD, attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, had gone missing from home and hadn't been seen for 2 hours.
Right, so up the motorway? Yeah, just due north, basically. Puts us in barns like usually.
The weather is turning nasty. Severe thunderstorms are forecast, and the crew know it.
And it's fairly dark-looking weather coming in from the west, where we're going to be heading up.
North.
Thunderstorms, lightning, and high winds. The weather combination air crews fear most.
There was a storm brewing, as they say, so concern for this lad's well-being was getting quite bad. Wind indicators in the aircraft suggested that it was coming our way. Obviously, with any task of that nature, then always come and have a look.
In addition to that, the last time it was found, it was believed to be at his other grandma.
Having flown for 30, 35 years plus and with some 10,000 flying hours, one thing I have an enormous respect for is thunderstorms. You treat them very, very seriously.
Yes, thanks for calling.
11 o'clock. Sorry? Yeah, if you look over there for more than about 10 seconds, you'll see some.
Well, you got some lightning?
Yeah. I'd say at least 10 to 15 miles away at the moment. Coming this way at about 25 knots.
To me, it seemed all of a sudden very close. You sat inside an aircraft which is made of metal, generating all sorts of static with the rotors turning, and you feel like you just sat inside a huge lightning conductor, and that if one comes in the right direction, you're going to get it.
Worth advising the carrier that we may have to haul off fairly soon.
Roger. Still Callum missing, outstanding.
We are a good target. We attract energy. A strike could be anywhere from exciting to disastrous.
Hey, how far to run?
We're just about here, 6.5 miles.
Captain Hale is determined they must keep looking for the little boy.
Bring the
So come round again, Doug. On the 5, we've got the roundabout.
Yeah.
There's some streets just to the left of that, parallel running streets.
Yeah, with white vans on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where it's last seen.
Right.
As we came out of the second orbit, there was a lightning strike to the ground, rather closer than I would have preferred. That's when the wind really kicked in and went from 10 knots to 40, 45 knots. So I knew we were right on the edge of the thunderstorm cell that was closest to us.
Red lightning not far away.
Yeah, we're up to 40 knots. Yeah, there it is. It's getting very close. We've got to break off.
I'm backing off.
Okay. Well,
If you receive, the child is still outstanding.
This dramatic increase in wind speed is the final straw.
Unfortunately for the task and for the family of this lad, we weren't able to offer any further assistance. We had to go because at the end of the day, we're no use to anybody if we're hit by lightning.
Bravo control from Turkey 99.
I'm running away.
Yeah, 99, we've got lightning going down around us. We're leaving the area.
They're not excellent.
That's very good, Jason.
Only Captain Hale has experienced this sort of weather before, and even he is concerned about the combination of lightning bolts and gale force winds.
We'll head for home.
99 is leaving due to weather conditions. That is lightning.
We went up to the maximum speed, which is 140 knots, 150 miles an hour plus, if you like. And of course we had the tailwind as well, so we're over the ground, we're approaching 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, we're going to kind of skirt around it. When we were just going around over there, it's gusting up to 40 knots. We're just on the edge of the down thrust from it's probably up to about 25,000 feet up behind us here. Yeah, amazing.
Captain Hale might find it amazing. His fellow crew members are just plain scared.
Yeah, see the top and the end.
Doug was very calm about it, I could tell, but you could also tell with the things he was saying that although he's coming across calm, he was starting to think that it was becoming an issue for us.
The reassuring tone came on, and let's just talk through what's happening here.
As a tip, I would put that down. And anything metal, you don't need to be touching. I wouldn't touch. Okay.
I suggested he remove the rather large metal control sitting between his legs, because if we were struck, then yeah, that could give him a bit of a shock.
As soon as he said that, I was only too happy to do that, because if we'd have been struck, I might have had several thousand volts running up my arm, so it went straight onto the floor and kicked it away with my feet.
99 further, just be advised, you have got some quite severe weather coming in.
The storm is getting even closer.
You confirm it's all right for the motor thrust?
There we go.
Leading edge of this storm actually caught up, and we were getting these huge gusts of wind hitting us from the rear and from the side and bouncing the aircraft all over the place. And as soon as we started feeling those, it was at that point that the lightning started coming around us.
Taking us about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Captain Hale intends to run for home. A fast landing, no refueling. There won't be another job until the lightning has passed.
99 base. Oh, that was a nice one. Yeah.
I felt it was just a matter of time, and if we didn't get down there quickly, that we were going to get hit. It was that close. And there's just that thought in your mind that the next one might be for you.
Thank you, down safe.
Hey, there you go, guy.
Right, roger.
As soon as he gave the nod, I didn't need telling twice, and I was out of there. It's definitely the most scared I've been whilst I've been in the aircraft. You try and act calm in there, you know, there's a bit of bravado that I'm a roughy-tufty Bobby and nothing can scare me. But I'll be honest about it, I was more than happy when we were back on the ground and I was out of there.
Once we were on the deck, I was really quite comfortable, looking forward to a mug of tea.
We all take our turn at making tea, even the pilots, which is a good thing. It's part of the bonding process, I think. It's thirsty work. There's lots of talking and speaking to officers on the ground on the radio, so just tend to be dry mouth, and then you get back, you really want a cup of tea.
The rain is almost tropical. Bad news for the Sky Cops, but good news for a bunch of Sheffield school children who just happened to be visiting the unit today.
This is our helicopter. It's an American helicopter. It's called an MD-902 Explorer. Okay? Brilliant, this aircraft. There's bits and pieces from all over the world on there. So, such as we've got gearboxes from Japan, we've got a camera system that's from Canada, we've got a kind of a GPS navigation system in there that's from Germany, and we've got observers inside there that are from England, and they're the most important bit of all, obviously.
With flight 1420, 4 minutes.
Meanwhile, in the crew's quarters, Captain Hale is ramming home the dangers of thunder and lightning by making everyone watch a horror story.
In fact, there are the city lights, straight there. You want to go down? Not yet, but pretty soon.
This news footage shows the storm on the night of the crash. As heavy rain cuts visibility even further, Captain Bushman is getting frustrated.
Before I start, then, has anybody got any questions? I knew it. That's why I asked you this one while I was stood here. I knew you were going to ask me that one. What are these? What do you think they are?
Fire comes out.
Fire comes out. It sounds much more exciting. Guns, that's the one that we usually get.
Missiles.
Are they machine guns? They're not machine guns. These things, quite boring actually. And as we're flying along, air goes up the holes and it goes into a little computer inside there and it tells the pilot how fast we're going.
They're heading straight into the heart of a thunderstorm. The crisis for flight 1420 is about to get even worse.
Damn, we're off course. No, I can't see it. We're way off. I can't see anything.
There was fire
Now this
in front of me.
is unbelievable, isn't it? We just sat, watched this. I've seen it about 20 times and I get really angry every time I see it. What were those two pilots doing? Two professional aviators. You saw this scenario building up in the cockpit where their mindset was right the way till they hit the runway. We're going to land here. Okay, you've got thunderstorms, you've got lightning, you've got wind shear, you've got flooded runway. We had a situation building up very similar to that, didn't we? We knew the bad weather was there, we could see it, and yet we were asked to go out and look for a missing 8-year-old child.
Coming this way at about 25 knots.
Just a little quicker then.
If it had been not an 8-year-old child, then clearly the priority wouldn't have been quite so high. So what's the message for us? If you think the captain, anybody you consider to be very experienced, very capable, very able, he may not be making perhaps the right decision given that set of circumstances, and you query it. All ended well from our point of view. I'm pleased to say the child was found, not without benefit, but obviously it was a successful completion. But it focused the mind.
The worst of the storm is passing. Yankee 99 is again outside, ready to fly when they get the all clear.
Sierra Yankee 99, thank you. A status 2, please.
Just as well, the bikers are at it again.
Area. If you could attend, please.
Still in motorway, fellas. We do, but it's clear across there. Is it?
But there's a problem, an unusual one. Captain Hale's helmet won't fit properly, and he won't fly until it does.
It's happened to me a number of times over the years. You might be able in 40, 45 minutes and you're concentrating on the task, and then suddenly you get an extremely tight feeling across your forehead, and then your concentration's gone, and no matter what you do, from then on you're trying to work around it.
Captain Mouzette is on standby, and he will take the mission.
Right, Wesley. Shall I tell him? Yeah, please.
Captain Hale is not a happy man.
Roger. And video recording from the rear, please. Roger. Lifted.
A traffic cop has spotted two young men riding what is believed to be a stolen scooter.
Yeah, Roger, no problem. Maintenance left.
99 is in the nick of time. The lads have dumped the bike.
Reckon we've got one leg in it here.
The thieves are aged 16 and 17 and are wanted for other offences, including driving whilst disqualified.
To be fair, wouldn't you have a go? Sierra Yankee 99, do we have any mobile nearing Treaton yet, please?
They don't know 99 is above. It's too high to hear. The teenagers are heading through a primary school. No sign of the children. They're in class.
They startled a lot of young children and school teachers as they jumped into a playground of a nursery ran through the ground and climbed over the bottom fence. A bit naughty, really. A bit upsetting for those kids.
As the lads head into the countryside, the crew begin to realise that they're now going to be easier to follow, but harder to catch.
We're sort of gradually shepherded him away.
As always, the name of this game is to surround the fugitives.
Going a bit closer? Yeah, please. I'm just going to have a look at the park.
Captain Mouzette continues to keep tabs on the men, while the crew try to find a way to stop them.
Sierra 99, do you want to just update us, please, Lee?
Yeah, confirmed stolen this bike, stolen yesterday. A VRM of Sierra 428, X-ray Echo Tango.
The situation has taken a turn for the worse. This is Sheffield's main railway line, and no one knows when the next train's due.
It is a live railway line that they ran across and ran along for some time. It's quite dangerous to go on, obviously, on a live railway line.
The railway bridge is also a danger for the crew.
They jumped over the edge of the fencing and tried to get away. We thought at that point that they were actually going to hide underneath the railway bridge, but they didn't, they just continued anyway.
This bridge is only a means to an end, a way out onto South Yorkshire's moors. Back at base, Captain Hale's finding out just how much of a big head he is.
If the helmet is right, you don't notice it. So it ends up literally fitting you like a glove.
Does that wind down? That'll get worse.
Some folks have longer, narrow heads, round, whatever. To admit I have a large.
Over in the 2 o'clock.
As the scooter thieves head ever deeper into the countryside, 99's crew start to wonder why. They've run for more than 2 miles so far.
It's not normal that people just set off running across fields. If anything, it's totally opposite, because most people try and stay in the built-up areas where they can get a bit of cover and hide away from us.
Captain Mouzette can't even hover and deplane his Skycops out of the back. This is marshland. It's simply too wet, too dangerous.
Do we know how far off the road they were?
The runners seem to have changed direction and strategy. They're now using their mobile phones and trying to find a vantage point so they can see exactly where they are.
Yeah, 1-1, just take your next left and continue onto the dirt track.
This is the first sign that the teenagers are running out of ideas and options.
People get disorientated when they're on the ground in open areas that they've probably never been on before, but they know the larger area, if you like, but not necessarily the small area that they're running through. But then to be on the phone asking for somebody to pick them up, they must have had an idea where they were.
Yeah, 99, as you get to the very end of that track, you've got some big black wrapped bales of hay.
Officers on the ground are closing in, but they're not yet close enough.
Yeah, as you can see, these lads have legged it again back into the open fields in between the railway line and Treaton. Do we have any other officers available to try and corral these, please?
Corralling the lads is something else that's easier said than done, but they have now run almost 3 miles.
It was quite some way. They'd run a fair way, so they must have been quite tired. So they must have been quite fit, yeah, to have gone the distance that they did.
Tango 9, I'm on Flats Lane. Where do you want me to go? I'm reversing back there.
All the time, obviously, we're overhead, we're videoing and monitoring these 2 lads. We're directing other officers to try and intercept them.
99 to the traffic car. If you continue now on foot to the very end of that path ahead of you, you'll come on top of the pit stack in front of these lads. I want you to stay at the bottom, just out of view. Over.
PC Humphrey is setting an ambush.
Yeah, 99, these lads have dropped down the side of the embankment back towards Flats Lane. Where are you looking? Up that road. Go that road. Yeah, 9-9 to the traffic mobile just entering Flats Lane. If you go beyond the two burgundy cars, you've got a track next left. They're coming out in there. Stop, they're coming out in front of you now.
The ambush isn't quite working the way PC Humphrey wanted.
Yeah, 9-9, they're in the gardens. They're in the very left-hand house. If you can continue to the far end.
Trying to break into the farmhouse is a mistake. It's given time for the ground cops to catch up.
Yeah, 9-9 to the officer on foot. If you contain there, please, we'll get the dog in behind.
But for one of the lads at least, there's one last desperate roll of the dice.
They then split up due to the fact that we'd got officers more or less containing the area.
Officer in the yellow vest, is in the garden to your side now, he's out behind you.
One ran perhaps about another 200 yards away from the other one, tried to hide in bushes.
9-9, we've got one detained. Dog handler, if you continue down the track road towards the parked up traffic car, you've got a substation on a pole. He's at the base of that. Come on, Joe. Come out the front, it's back near the white rails.
If I'm Tango Alpha 11, confirm one detained. Yeah, we got issue on the second.
Got him, mate, yeah. 9-9, interrupting, we now have the second youth detained, thank you.
It was a good pursuit from our point of view, obviously, and a good ending to that as well.
Excess from Sierra Yankee 9-9 to all officers involved in this one. Thanks very much for your efforts, a job well done.
It's back to base, to refuel. A chance for PC Humphrey to reflect on the rights and wrongs of trying to catch young men on the run.
We need to really think hard about pursuit tactics. I was thinking like a big gladiator net.
Yeah.
And you lean out with a gun and shoot a net. Yeah, he would not allow that. No, of course I wouldn't.
Humphrey has spotted yet more kids on bikes.
We were travelling back towards base, and in the distance, in the middle of an open field, backing onto a school, we could see a group of people that looked like they were on motorbikes. They shouldn't have been there. It was a weekend afternoon, and as I brought the camera around to look at them, it was three lads with off-road motorbikes.
He's just took there. Come back down.
One of the lads decided to remove a bag of something from his trousers and discard it.
No, it was that, definitely that.
When we're coming home from a job, we don't just sit back and enjoy the in-flight movie. Your attention's drawn, you're looking, you can see so much detail. Things do jump out to you. These lads are standing out in the middle of a field and one of them throws something. You know something's wrong.
We've got three motorcycles on the field. They're not actually riding around at the moment, but one of the riders appears to have just thrown a small package, which obviously from this distance looks like drugs. I wonder if you've got any officers in that area, please.
These two friends decided they didn't want to hang around, and they decided to leave the area.
He chucked it before he knew we were looking at him. As we flew over, he was looking near behind us, and he chucked it. And he was walking towards it, and we turned around, and he walked away from it.
Landing isn't an option. Ground officers are going to have to deal with this. But how long will the lad hang around?
Control, any mobile headlights in the area able to assist Sierra Yankee 99?
This guy just laid there pretending nothing was wrong. He was just out sunbathing on the school field. All in the meantime, we were directing resources towards him.
The suspect is not just sunbathing. Like a growing number of people who find themselves under 9/9 surveillance, he's making a phone call.
Yeah, he's not making any effort to run or move at the moment, so we'll remain with the aircraft. Obviously, we just come here to stop him making any move away of us. There is 2 or 3 dips that you've got to go down before you get to this lad. He's about 100 yards in front of the aircraft.
The relaxed suspect has no idea there's a police car motoring up behind him. He's still on the phone, and 99 is down low.
He's going to himself when he sees axe. He can't hear it. Can't hear it, can he, because of us? We're just blowing the drugs. Stand by. Fortunately, that was always going to happen, wasn't it? Yeah. He doesn't know how that, does he? Excellent. Right. It's you, mate.
XS 2 Sierra Yankee 99.
There's another urgent job. Not bikers, an emergency. There's been a bad road accident. A woman might have been killed after being hit by a car. The helicopter is needed.
Sierra Yankee 99, it's been a report of an RTC. We just need your assistance in taking photographs at the scene if that's not with yourself.
99 carries a stills camera as well as video equipment. They often take aerial photos of crash scenes where there are deaths or serious injuries.
The evidence we can produce is vital for the coroner's office, and any procedure may take place, as to whose fault it was and whatever eventuality occurred.
Engage. Engine control switches. Offset flight confirmed. Confirmed. Drill on lifting. Text complete.
PC Tim Scudden is on the scene.
Fire brigade, the casualty has got serious leg injuries. We've also need desperately, please, another ambulance.
We've got a single carriageway road, one vehicle trying to turn right, stationary, and someone who just weren't looking just crashed into the back of that vehicle. But the impacts bounced him off to the left over the pavement, and he's hit 2 women, and he's actually pushed one 20 feet in the air and over a wall, down an embankment and landed in some trees. The other one was wedged against the wall, so we got 2 quite serious injuries.
Okay, where's the RTC? Right, got you. All right.
PC Walls will try and get the best overview shot he can, to be used in evidence later if any charges are brought or the woman dies.
They appear to be doing, they do a triangulation shot, and then they'll circle all the way around, and then they'll obviously look at doing an over-the-head total shot.
It gives a good aerial view of exactly how the vehicles are finished up. If there is a fatality, and it's much easier for people to look at a photograph than it is to listen to a description or look at it on a map.
Complete. Complete. Roger.
There's good news. Paramedics have stabilised the woman. She's in a bad way, but they say she will live.
I was quite surprised that someone to be hit and thrown that far from a car would suffer the injuries that she got and not got worse. It was a very, very serious incident.
Back at base, now that Captain Hale has a helmet that fits properly, he can return to Operation Crackdown. They're going to patrol parts of Sheffield where nuisance bikers have been causing the most trouble. It doesn't take long.
Foxtrot Control, Sierra Yankee 99. Yeah, we're just doing some proactive tasking over the Penrith area. We've come across a bike that was 2 up. Pillion passenger, no helmet on, he's just been dropped off. Any officer in the area, over?
I noticed the bike on the roads on the estate and could immediately tell from the air that one of the riders weren't wearing helmets, and from the style of the bike I could tell didn't appear to be a number plate, and it appeared that they were quite young as well, probably too young to be riding the bike legally.
They will spot somebody just from the body language. The hoods go up and they turn their backs because they know that we're filming and it's all being recorded.
The crew now have to get ground cops into position, fast.
Any mobile in the area, please? Penrith Road, a bike that's made off from Sierra Yankee 99, drop one off in the area.
So when we shouted to see if there are any resources available, at least to try and contain these lads.
Oh, you're joking.
We were told that there was nobody available at all, so we had to try and think out of the box a little bit, if you like.
Thinking out of the box means stopping them getting away.
Have we looked right up and down that path? Roger, just to update you, the pillion who has no helmet on is now riding this bike. and his mate, who has a helmet, is on the back. They've gone off-road and they're back onto Penrith Road now. The allotment area at the back of Penrith.
Roger, that's all received. Any mobile that is passing Penrith Road area, can try and give some attention, please, regarding these two on the bike near the allotment, Penrith Road. Control over.
Dense shrubbery.
99's crew are now in a difficult position. They know where the bikers are, but they still can't get officers to the scene.
Yeah, Gary's hiding in there, isn't he?
Okay, I'm just going to see that.
They obviously were starting to panic, and they went underneath a tree, hoping that we wouldn't be able to see them. But fortunately we got them on the thermal camera, and we could see that they'd gone under the tree and stayed there at the bottom of somebody's garden.
So hopefully we can get a car in here, yeah?
99, have you any mobile available just to assist us trying to speak to two lads on a motorbike? One with a helmet, one without. They've both been riding this bike on and off road,
a group of youth
trying to
now,
keep away from us.
But there's bad news.
Yeah, I spoke to Foxtrot. They're saying there's nobody available either on the response team or their SMTs.
It was a particularly busy afternoon in the Sheffield area, so we were told nothing will be able to come for several minutes, perhaps 10 or 15 minutes, in which case these two would get away.
It's now clear that 99 is going to have to come up with a solution, and Captain Hale has one.
Right, I'll try and come round downwind, get a look on the other side.
Hover and deplane his Skycops, just like they rehearsed earlier.
I said, let's land, because it was perfectly legitimate and safe to do so. And on that occasion, we had two crewmen in the back, so there were four of us flying all together.
Okay, I'm stopping now. Roger.
The helicopter is downwind, well away from the hiding bikers. They shouldn't suspect a thing.
There was a bit of a hillside between us and them, and all they'll have seen is the helicopter going too low for them to see, whether they realised we were landing or just thought we'd flown down the hillside a little bit, I don't know.
Tom 98, 230 receiving, still in the trees. Yeah, I don't know if you've got a gist of what's happening. We've deployed two out the back of the aircraft.
As PC Lucas and co move in, 99 resumes position above in case the boys run off. They haven't. Both are now being read their rights by Skycop Lucas.
I've got two detained with a stolen motorcycle so far.
They were rather shocked. They had no idea, they didn't hear us coming at all. They just stayed put when we appeared under there with the flying helmet still on, and just got hold of them and started asking what they're up to, but for a minute or so you could tell they didn't really understand how we'd got there.
Yeah, I don't know if you've got a gist of what's happening. We've deployed two out the back of the aircraft, and we've got two detained with a stolen motorcycle so far.
Roger, that's received, thank you. I'll try and get somebody up to assist you.
Yes, many thanks.
Certainly that is a side of the job, as far as being a beat officer, that I absolutely loved, the thrill of the chase kind of thing. I'm more than happy to jump out and get hands on.
99 is now one crew member short. It'll have to return to base, whilst PC Lucas and his prisoners face a long trip home by road. Meanwhile, on the moors, 10 miles outside Sheffield, off-road bikers are at it again. But these aren't kids on bikes, or thieves, or nuisance riders. They're bobbies on bikes, off-duty. One of them is a member of Yankee 99's crew, PC Lee Walls. Doing this helps him understand the people he watches for a living.
I've probably been riding bikes 10, 12 years, on-road and off-road. Any motorsport or any extreme sport has got some element of danger. Maybe that's why so many people do enjoy it, just for the adrenaline. I can understand why kids ride bikes. They probably get the same buzz out of it than adults get out of riding motorbikes. The only thing is a right place and a wrong place and a right time and a wrong time to ride motorbike.
Yankee 99, thank you. From Excess, there's been an RTC on Foxhouse Moor. Are you able to attend, please?
Foxhouse Moor is where PC Walls is off-roading. PC Scuthan is on the way. He knows exactly where the accident has happened.
Basically, we're going to be going up Aberdale Road as far as we can go towards Foxhouse, is that correct?
The scenario is off-road motorcyclist broke his leg, it's a compound fracture, bleeding profusely. profusely. Right, go away. In the box. 7 miles to go.
The scene of the accident is remote, a long way off the beaten track. PC Scarthen is going to have to walk from here. It isn't PC Walls. The injured man is fortunate. Another off-road biker saw him crash and phoned for help.
I just come for a quick blast on my bike over here. I saw him messing around with the motorbike down at the bottom. And as I came over round the corner, he just came off the back of it, hit one of these rocks, and both his legs were wrapped around the wheel.
PC Scarthen has 2 paramedics with him. They've also walked here.
His foot was hanging off. His foot had gone through his back spokes, and it basically severed his leg by bar his skin. Fortunately, a paramedic was with us, so we didn't have to get hands on too much because it was a horrific injury.
Oh, God! But the emergency team are in big trouble. This is the middle of the moor. The ambulance is at the bottom of the dirt track.
There is a track up there, but there's no way we could get an ambulance up there. We had to walk 2 miles to where it was, and the guy was in a lot of pain.
He's obviously freezing cold, potential of shock, hypothermia, that kind of thing. The paramedics on scene believe it's that serious that we need to medevac him.
Normally, this would be a job for South Yorkshire's air ambulance.
Is the air ambulance not available?
The air ambulance is not flying after 9 p.m.
Okay.
99 now has to find a safe place to land. Another job for PC Scarthen.
Just find a rocky spot for a helicopter. So while we're dealing with the casualty, I had to run round the fields at the side and identify a nice flat piece of heather.
Okay, that's good, thanks. Here comes the cavalry. Hurrah!
But even the cavalry have rules, strict ones. Before Captain Hale can agree to airlift the man to hospital, he must be sure they're dealing with a life or death situation.
Police helicopters are not designed for, nor should they be used for medical evacuation. Given certain parameters, then we are allowed to do what may be necessary if life is at risk. He'd already lost a great deal of blood, and they said if we can't get him to the hospital within minutes from now, he will die.
Welcome on board.
Speed is now of the essence.
Assessor man just securing the case. We'll lift in about 2 minutes. We'll speak to them.
Right, so we're back to the hospital, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. And they will be ready for us?
Yeah, there's a waiting party for us.
Roger. We'll be there in 5 minutes. Right, pal. Beats 4-wheel drive, don't you reckon? Beats it by a mile.
We certainly saved him a very uncomfortable drive in a Land Rover, I think, down a bumpy road and probably an hour's and a half's worth of queuing in traffic. I think we saved him an awful lot of pain.
How's the guy looking? Is he all right, Ian? Yeah, he's doing good. Good.
It's perhaps one of the most rewarding parts of the job. We don't do many CASEVACs. This one was the first one I'd done.
And coming down.
Okay.
It's something a little bit out of the ordinary, a sense of achievement that we've put the aircraft to good use and saved somebody's life.
As the biker goes to the operating theatre, 99 returns home. Afterwards, his surgeon is able to confirm that he's out of danger and his leg's been saved. But it was a close call.
If you hit your shin hard enough to break out through the skin, what you actually did was you started losing your leg. An open tibial fracture it's basically a partial amputation. Infection gets into the bone, it stops the healing process, and a significant number of people will still lose their limbs as a result of infection in a fracture. The longer the delay between the injury and their definitive treatment, the more likely you are to run into problems in future. The quicker we get people here, the quicker we can start moving, and the quicker we can get that risk as low as we can.
Nightfall means the operation to prevent bikers from terrorising the residents of South Yorkshire is over. For today.
What a variety, eh?
In the United Kingdom, 70 motorbikes are written off every single day. On average, 550 bikers are injured each week. Operation Crackdown will resume at first light.
Motorcyclists of that nature are a major menace. They don't have any thought for other people apart from themselves, and they are a danger to the public.
Yeah, we've got good evidence for dangerous as well at this stage of it.
We're here to catch these people and remove them from the bikes.